I'm no bike doctor, but I think 2 years of thrashing my wheels has knocked them out of alignment. But instead of going through the hassle of truing my wheels myself, because one, while I do know how to do it, I don't know how to do it well. Two, I don't have a fancy $400 truing stand and tension rod to allow you to true a wheel easily. And three, I ain't got time for that. I'm just gonna take my bike to a good old-fashioned bike shop. Especially these days, where getting breathed on by the wrong person can put your grandma in the hospital. On paper, online bike shops make a lot of sense. But when you take a closer look at it, there's some things that online bike shops just can't do, and there's still a need for regular local bike shops, and in a lot of ways they're a lot better. Here's local versus online bike shops so you can figure out where to best spend your hard-earned money. Super quick, about 58% of you guys that watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so if you find that you like this video, do yourself a favor, hit that red subscribe button below, hit that bell so you can actually know when I upload a video, so you can watch more fixed gear and cycling videos just like this one. Subscribing is totally free, and you can unsubscribe at any time. And speaking of a local bike shop that also happens to have a pretty good online shop, a portion of this video was sponsored by Wabi Cycles. To learn more about the bike that I ride on a daily basis, the only one that I own, stick around to the end of the video to learn more about them. When you take a look at it on the surface, online bike shops are the clear winner when it comes to online versus local. For one, you can shop at any time. You don't need any personal contact, which some people just want throughout their entire lives, not during this pandemic. It's really easy to compare prices between components and bikes when you're shopping online to get the best bang for your buck, and no one is pressuring you into buying a bike that you don't want or doesn't fit your needs. If you've been to at least 5 bike shops, I'm sure that's happened to you at least once. And because you can shop between different retailers, you have a wider selection of parts to choose from, so you can build a bike that you truly want. It's super convenient, and sometimes you can save some money, and that's all really some people need. But it does come with caveats, though. Last year, I spent about 20 hours online just researching for the perfect brake levers that you can see I'm not even using anymore, to finally find a supplier, tell them I want this specific brake lever, and then after 2 weeks of waiting for them to ship it to me, they ended up sending me the wrong levers. And I had to pay a restocking fee, so I just ended up losing money anyway and having to wait too long for something that I'm not even using anymore. And while reviewing bikes that came from an online shop, I don't want to name any names, but it rhymes with State Bicycle Company, both of the bikes that they sent me were defective in a way that I just couldn't use them. While I was able to sort it out really easily because I'm a reviewer, if I was a customer, I probably would have to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get the bike that they promised me. You know, a functioning one. And then there's figuring out the compatibility between components, which can be a hassle. What specific bottom bracket taper and spindle length does this crankset use? Will these brake levers fit on my current bars? Or even, is this component the same color it is in real life as it is in the photos? I'll tell you right now, the answer is usually no. And especially during these times where people are staying home, people are ordering a lot of packages, there's been a lot more package theft lately. My next door neighbor had his package stolen the other day. I am suspecting that I had a package stolen. So instead of dealing with all that nonsense, I'm just gonna go to the bike shop, even if it is a little bit more expensive than online, so I know that I'm getting the right thing that I actually want, and that it actually gets to me because I'm walking out the door with it. Right now I'm on my way to Avalo, which is the best fixed gear shop in the greater Sacramento area. I'm not just going for a wheel truing, I'm also there to pick up some stuff. The other day, I was talking to my friend Min. If you guys don't know Min, he's been my riding buddy since 2012. I'm gonna run it. And he's been saying, for those past years, he's been on some SPDSL pedals. He's been saying it's been hurting his feet.
He went to Velotrap the other day to look at some pedals. They were cleaned out except for two, or one pedal option really. White NKS and a pink reflective hold fast set. As fixie as it gets. The thing is though, that's something he wouldn't normally choose for himself. And since Christmas is coming around, I decided I'd get it for him. He usually likes to get some good deals on everything he buys for his bike. So what better deal to give him than a free pedal setup and the gift of friendship, both of which he really likes. And it's really interesting that he decided to go with that because it is so fixie, and he's not super into the fixie style, but after seeing it in person, it just awakened something inside of him, or he just wanted to say, you know what, forget it. Let's do it. Let's have some fly pink reflective pedals. I'm just making all kinds of illegal maneuvers. I'm also looking for something for myself. Word on the street is, and by the street I mean this is what my friend Min told me because he visited the other day, is that Velotrap has a wide selection of Toshi double straps. Those have been out of production for over a decade. I'm getting sick of my non-NJS MKS straps because they just stretch out and they don't feel great to pull on. Getting kind of curly at the ends because they're stretched out so much. And I figure, heck, I'm working full time, I'm single, I'm living at home with my parents, I'm saving so much money right now. Why not treat myself to some MK or some Toshi double straps and be a baller? I really like things that you buy once and forget about it. Which side are they on? I think they're on this side. There we go. Welcome to Velotrap. Best fixture shop, Greater Sacramento area. Looks like Andron's helping a customer right now. Here's a fun fact. Andron and I went to the same high school. He's 3 years older than me though, so he's my brother's class. I'm not sure if I can go in. What are the protocols? I haven't been to a bike shop since COVID started. Something I really like about local bike shops, they'll hook it up if they know you, and if you're cool with them, and if they're friends with you. I asked Andron, hey, I heard Min went to your shop. He was really looking at that pedal setup. I asked him, could you set it aside for me so I could buy it for him for Christmas? He said, no problem. Because the shop is more than just a place to buy bike stuff. You know, it's run by people that love cycling, people that want to make your day better. What's up?
Did you have to buy those bolt caps separately?
The
Vivino one?
Yeah, they're like 30 bucks.
I know, I had one, and then the stupid guy tightened it on too hard and then stripped the bolt. Were you there for that one?
I think so.
It was also the black one.
Yeah.
And then stripped the whole thing, and I was like, no.
I'm only now realizing how out of shoe my wheels were.
Oh, the rear wheel was more out of shoe than the front. But yeah, it might still look a little wobbly, but that's in the tire.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I checked both of those. They pulled back straight. It's a little tricky with the low spoke count, but yeah, it came out okay. Yeah, and then made sure they were dished right, so they're all centered.
Sweet.
So you're saying I get Toshis?
I think you should. I think if it's something you've been wanting,
It is.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's, in the long run, I think it's what'll make you happy. I think if you get the black straps, you're gonna be like, yeah, I got black doubles.
But then I could also flip it the other way and be like, I get the Toshis and I get over that they're Toshis, and then I'd be like, oh, well, now I just want black
But
straps.
then it's like the red Toshis, I guess. If you've been wanting it that long, I feel like it's not gonna change.
Yeah, and I was just kind of been like, I'll just get the red ones.
Yeah.
Like, it'll look fine on the purple bike. But black looks good on every bike.
I mean, these don't even look bad though, if you really want to.
They don't look bad.
Yeah.
I would even say they look good,
They do look good.
but they're not Toshis.
They're just MKS.
What do you think, Andrew, on Toshis or the MKS doubles?
What, Toshi singles?
Doubles.
Doubles?
Yeah.
Do the red.
Do the red.
Do the red.
I can't imagine this on my purple bike, and it looks sweet in my mind.
Brain or heart?
The
Oh.
rivets.
Yeah.
I like this better because, like, you know, tension pulls upward when you're pulling like this. So a length one would be better than this, I would feel. But I'm just Team Toshi, that's why. I really think they're thicker too.
I'm getting the Toshis. I'm going
I'm
with my
Team
heart.
Toshi.
I'm going
I'm
with
Team
my
Toshi.
heart. There they are. Nope. Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Wow. Wowee.
Thank you.
I never would have imagined that you'd be rocking a pink pedal setup. Fixie crew is back.
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in
There
town.
you go.
The boys are back in town.
Comfort and style.
Bike shops really make the entire shopping experience a lot easier because they're so helpful and because they have so much expertise. And the fact that you can go and touch each component with your hands and look at it with your eyes and compare them to each other right in front of you makes the whole decision process a lot easier, especially if you're super picky like me. Bikes are extremely personal, and the best way to find out whether a bike is for you or not is to give it a test ride, and you can only do that at a local bike shop. Along with that, the most important aspect of the bike is the fit. Of course, you could do a fit calculator and get a rough estimate of how a bike is going to feel when you ride and try to dial in your fits with measurements, but nothing really beats throwing a leg over a bike, pedaling it, and seeing how it feels. Seeing bikes and components in person saves a whole lot of time because you can make a decision right on the spot. It's just a much richer experience holding something in your hand, actually riding a bike, than listening to some hipster on YouTube talk about how stiff it is. Going to a local shop instead of shopping online streamlines the entire shopping process, so you don't have to spend hours delving over photos and forum posts that aren't particularly helpful in the long run. Well, they have a ton of expertise because they repair dozens of bikes every single day. They know what works and what doesn't work based off of experience. And a reliable local bike shop is a way better source of bike expertise and information than, again, some hipster talking to you on the internet. Although you don't get as wide a selection with a local shop, you do know that because they know what works and what doesn't work, they know what is best for the customers because they have so much experience, you can be sure that at least good bike shops will only choose to carry the stuff that they know works. They trim the fat when it comes to their selection to make sure that whatever you buy from the store is good quality stuff. You don't need to have to choose between 50 different beginner fix gears when only 5 to 10 of them are actually worth your money. Yeah, there's not as big a selection, but you can be sure that the stuff that the shop carries, they chose so deliberately to attract customers and to keep them happy.
If there's one thing that local bike shops do better than any online shop ever could, just because of the nature of them, is they give some damn fine service. Like, I got my wheel trued over at Velotrap. Andron did it in 30 minutes. And I'm actually surprised what a big difference it makes for the ride quality. They just feel so much stiffer and well tensioned. Like, if you need to get your wheels trued, how an online shop gonna help you? You're on your own in that department. If you need some work on your bike, any work on your bike, you need help diagnosing your creaking, your bottom bracket needs adjusting, something hurts when you're riding your bike because your fit isn't totally dialed in. An online shop can't help you there, but a local bike shop can, and that's what they're best at. Getting you on a bike that you really love to ride, one that really suits your needs. Bike shops will also just help you out. If you buy a bike from them, oftentimes they'll service it for like 6 months, a year for free. But if you buy a bike online, you're not getting any favors when it comes to service. And that could be really helpful, especially if you're buying a beginner bike and some things may need to be diagnosed out of the box. I mean, hell, when I bought some bikes for friends online, they needed a lot of work out of the box just to get them in workable condition. And it's like, yeah, we saved some money, but it kind of evens out just because of the work that needs to go into it to get it in proper order. Bike shops are also just run by some cool people that love cycling, and they're willing to help you out of a jam, even if it means that they don't make a ton of money from it. They just want to share their love for cycling with people. For instance, I had a bottom bracket bolt completely snap inside Ricky. I brought him over to Andron and Velotrap. I thought that the crankset was done. I thought I'd have to cut it out and just toss the bottom bracket. But he was able to save it. Charged me 15 bucks. It was such an annoying job. He didn't have to do it. But he solved the problem, just so I could keep riding my bike and not have to waste a ton of money on expensive components that I don't need. There was another time where I was out riding with Min and we were here in Sacramento. I get a flat out. Luckily, we're by another bike shop. I tell them, hey, I got a flat. Is it cool if I use a patch kit and your pump? I said, sure, no problem. They just let me fix my flat there and use their tools so we could be on our merry way. And back when both Retrogression and I were in San Diego, they were super cool. I got my brakes installed on Ricky at Retrogression, and Scott installed the brakes. Probably took him like 20-30 minutes, super quick. And he also said, hey Zach, you had some loose spokes on your rear wheel. I fixed them and tightened them up for you. No extra charge whatsoever. Just entirely trued my rear wheel because he felt like it, because he's a master wheel builder and has this inclination to fix wheels that aren't true. Also, when I was in San Diego, as well as Retrogression, they were super nice. I had a university project where I had to sit down and interview people that were in careers that I was interested in. So I interviewed Scrod and Angie, And they totally didn't have to. They sat down for like 30 minutes, an hour with me, just talking about what it's like to be in the bike biz and to run a fixed gear shop. Like after hours too, like, and they get nothing in return except a thank you. These are things that just an online bike shop, because of that depersonalization, you just can't do. There's just something about face-to-face interaction that brings out the best in people, and local bike shops thrive on that. I totally get it. Online bike shops tend to be more affordable up front, but when you take everything into consideration, local bike shops more than make up for it with their outstanding service.
A strictly online bike shop versus a local bike shop is almost like the difference between spending time with a lady of the night versus spending time with a loving spouse. One of them is purely transactional. Once in transaction, it's over. You're on your own. Good luck. But the other one is really there to serve you and to make your life better, because there's a deep connection and love for cycling. Bike shops are so much more than just a place to buy bike stuff and to get your bike fixed. They're hubs for people that truly love cycling, want to make cycling better, and want to make other cyclists' lives better. Bike shops are all about the people. Bikes are just the language that we use to connect with these people. I've made some genuine friends through bike shops. When I went to Taiwan for the first time, most of my local friends that I made was through Faith Gear. And to this day, I'm still in regular contact with Hao, the owner of Faith Gear, just because we're friends now, and that's what friends do. And I can say the same for my buddy Min, and we've been friends since high school, so it's been a hot minute. As sappy as the sounds, fixed gears were just the way for us to open the door for a friendship that is so much more than just bikes to flourish. Shops are also great to get connected with people that are really into your specific type of riding, no matter how specific it is. And this is really important for niche forms of riding, like fixed gear, to have a sense of community, to have a sense that, hey, you're not crazy. This really oddly specific thing that you really like, a bunch of other people also like, and you should keep doing it because you love it. And no matter where you go in the world, because local bike shops are the hub for the cycling scene, you can find a home for yourself. And I was able to find this when I was traveling throughout Asia. Both in Taiwan and in Singapore, I felt right at home because they had a thriving fixed gear scene that revolved around the hub of the local bike shops. And there's something that's weirdly comforting, that even if we don't speak the same language, even if we come from vastly different cultures with different values, we still value the same type of cycling and can have fun together. And it's just a really awesome thing to be on the complete opposite side of the world and to feel completely at home because of cycling and because of local bike shops. And that's just something that, no matter how great an online shop is, they just can't provide it, because there's a different dynamic when you're actually together in person. Of course, we can't exactly do that now, but soon. I encourage you to look past the sticker price and comparing between the prices between the same bike online versus the same bike at a bike shop, because bike shops provide way more value than their asking price. No matter how well off a bike shop seems to be doing on the surface, they are always appreciative of your business. People don't go into the bike business so that they can sell the same bikes as an online shop for more expensive. They're not trying to rip you off, they're just trying to stay in business. You don't get rich off of fixing and selling bikes. They do it because they truly love it. And if a bike shop tells you, let us know if you have any questions, They really mean it. Remember, people running bike shops are the biggest bike nerds ever, and nothing puts a smile on their faces more than being able to nerd out and to teach someone about bikes. So ask them about aluminum versus steel versus titanium versus carbon. Ask them about the different bottom bracket systems. Ask them about why is there ISO? Why is there JIS? Ask them why did SRAM stop producing Omniums? Ask them how did you learn how to build wheels? It seems like a really oddly specific thing to do that not a lot of people have a demand for. But also ask if you could just buy them a beer, because if you watch this interview that I did with my friend Hal, the owner of Faith Gear, after you hear about how hard bike shop owners work, you'll find out that they freaking earned that beer. But online versus local bike shops aren't always so clear-cut. A lot of bike shops do both, just like this video segment's sponsor, Wabi Cycles. Every one of Wabi's design choices are meticulously made to give the purest ride quality for the money, and Wabi executes those choices perfectly with their bikes handmade by master craftsmen in Taiwan, and a friendly bike shop in Denver, Colorado that's eager to answer your questions and get you on a bike you'll love. Wabi's relentless attention to detail results in Wallace, my 58cm Wabi Special, weighing in at a grand total of 17.5 pounds straight out of the box. That's well under 20 pounds for a stock bike with completely steel, lugged frame set, and no carbon components. And that weight isn't just for quoting and impressing other cyclists though, it results in the best riding experience that I've ever had with a snappy and lively ride quality that only top tier steel can bring. That pure fun makes it easy for me to ride my Wabi Special as my only bike. If you're looking for a bike that puts an end to your search for the perfect bike, consider checking out Wabi Cycles linked at the top of the description, as it really is the closest thing that I've ridden to a perfect bike. Fixie famous shoutouts to Stand Strong 108's Ryan Witt, Eric Avalo, Julian Corona, Gio Dezera, and Zane Kolnick for helping to make these Fixie Gear videos possible through their support on Patreon.